This is Stephen Wachowski from Christian Music Network, and we're with Marq Andrew Speck
Hey, call
from
me
Sweet
cute. Call
Crystal.
me
So
cute, Steven.
okay, cute. Okay, from Sweet Crystal. So how are you doing?
I am doing perfect, man. I appreciate you taking the time to reach out to me, and I just love the fact that you're still doing this broadcast, man. That's very cool that you still got the go for it to do this. You're a blessing to all of us out here.
Yeah, thank you. Well, this is the seventh season,
Yeah,
7 years.
isn't that amazing? You look back at that. I know it seems like it's a long time, but it's just when you add it up and go 7 years of your life you've been doing this, it's pretty cool. It's quite an achievement.
Yeah. Well, prior to that, I mean, I had confirmations and oh, well, you should do like an interview show since you run Christian Music Network and you have all these artists and bands and once the second person says that, I said, okay, God, I guess I have to do that then.
Nice. And you couldn't find that passage in the Bible that talked about podcasts, but God sent you the people to make sure that you got the message.
Right, exactly. So here I am. So
Nice.
and here you are too.
Thank you. Yeah, second time for me. I appreciate it.
Yes. Welcome back. All right, cool. So, tell me about yourself.
Well, as you know, I am the lead singer, the keyboard player for the band Sweet Crystal, and the three of us, there are four in the band, but three of us started this band in 1974, which means Bill Blatter, guitar player, Steve Weezer, the drummer, and myself have been playing Sweet Crystal music for 52 years. Over 5 decades of doing what we feel the Lord wants us to do and to keep doing.
Congratulations. Wow.
There's not a lot of bands that can say that. I think Rolling Stones are about the only other band that's been together with that for the same amount of time. So we feel pretty
Yeah,
blessed to be in that company.
And with Petra, they've always changed like musicians and
Well,
things.
we've gone through quite a few bass players. Our current bass player, Marty Kukar, has been with us, I think, going on maybe 9 years now. So I think that
Okay.
passed his audition, and he'll be the final piece of this puzzle for a long time to come.
Wonderful. Awesome. Cool. So yeah. So tell me more about the band.
Well, we're working on the next release, which will be called Eight, which of course is our eighth
Okay.
CD. We've
Cool.
put a couple of singles out on it already. Whatever is needed, whatever it takes, and This Way Forever, the Pearl Sound remix version. We've got out of the 8 songs that are going to be on the CD, 6 of them uh, have been decided on. So we still have 2 more slots, and we have a lot of music, Stephen, that we put together. We get together pretty much every week, jam on ideas until we bring them to life, and then we go back, put them to rest for a little while, come back and revisit all the material that we have because we record everything, and then see what strikes us. And if we find a song or a lick or something that catches our ear, we figure, well, hopefully this will catch the ear of our fans and new listeners alike. So that's kind of what we're doing, trying to finish up 8 to get that out. And that's for the band. For me, myself, I'm in a few other projects as well. Keeps me very busy. And I feel very blessed at this point in my life that God keeps sending people my way that I can jam with, I can play with, and hopefully what I bring to those projects will lift them up too. Because I always tell people, whoever I'm working with, I'm bringing Jesus with me. So you got to leave room for him in all these projects.
That's cool. Yeah. I know. I mean, yeah. For me, my journey began in the '80s. And just really liked Christian music. And my neighbor up the street was playing for Patra. He was a
Really?
keyboard player. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. Rob Fraser.
sure. Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So I was like thrilled. And then when I went to college, there was a Christian radio station across the street from the school. What? Just like insane.
That, you know what, that is pretty amazing because back in the 80s, that was, I would say, the birth of Christian rock, particularly because there were not a lot of places that would play that type of music, and there weren't a lot of Christian rock bands out at that time. That's when we took our leap of faith, more or less. We started right. The band started in 74. I became a believer again in 79, 80. And the other people in the band, other than Steve and Bill, just kind of went their own way. But Steve, Bill, and I just decided this was the path we were going to take, and we've stuck to it since then. We've never really chased any kind of musical trends. We've just always been us. And I think that's one reason that God has let us stick around so long because we're not real followers of trends, but we like to think that we are pathfinders, and we will just keep going, trying to find more and more people to play to. And the whole point of the band is just to get you to look toward Christ. You know, don't look at us because we're just the messenger, but it's the message that we bring that hopefully will get into people's lives, especially I tell you, Stephen, especially people that don't know Christ. You know, there's a lot of people in the world that are struggling and lost and just trying to find their way. And I think that's one reason that Sweet Crystal is still around to this day, is just to let people know about the light at the end of everyone's tunnel. It's the same light. It's just a matter, are you going to go towards that light or are you going to turn away from it? So we are here just to encourage people that what's coming is so much better than probably whatever it is you're going through right now. Although our lives right now are pretty good. I'm not complaining about anything in my life.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, the signs are there for Christ returning, so
Gosh.
very soon.
Well, a lot of times we just say, please hurry.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
what I'm doing, but it'd be nice to say, I'm done with this one.
Yeah, Maranatha.
Uh,
Yeah. So, you have a song called Warriors. Tell me about that.
well, that's one of the reasons that we got back together as a band to start playing live. We were asked, we had stopped touring for about 10 years, doing mostly studio work and soundtrack work and that kind of thing. And a friend of ours was a Vietnam vet, and he was putting together uh, a benefit called Vet Fest. And he wanted us to play at his very first one because people remembered us from the Detroit heydays of the 70s and early 80s. And we said, sure. So Warriors was one of the tunes that we decided to go and finish for his benefit. We put that together, and we've been playing it ever since. He's gone on to be with the Lord. He was unfortunately a victim of Agent Orange. But just recently, we came across a company that does AI videos, and I'm very intrigued with AI and what you can do with it. And this Deep Wonders AI came up with a storyboard for the song Warriors, which basically follows people going off to war through the history of the United States. And seeing as this was the 250th anniversary of America, it seemed a perfect time to put this retrospective video together because one of the reasons Sweet Crystal is still around is because we have a real heart for the men and women of the armed forces and for their families. We do a lot of work with Tunnels to Towers and Wounded Warrior Project. And we just thought, you know what, we should put this song out video-wise because it's never had a video. And much to my amazement, it came out about a month ago, 4 weeks ago, and it has over 200,000 views in 4 weeks. And we have never had that kind of response or viewership to for the speed of our videos. We have some videos that have that many views and more, but never as quick as Warriors has picked up. Part of this is because of a record company called Bongo Boy Records. And Monique Grimm reached out to us and allowed us to put a couple songs. Warriors is one, and God We Trust was another on their 250 Years of America double CD that just came out. They also asked for the Warriors video for their TV show. So I feel God is talking to us and through us to people to realize how blessed we are to live in this country, in this United States of America. There's never been a country better than this country, and there's never been a more stronghold for Christians than this country. And if there are some people that want us to forget that, and to forget about our heritage, forget about our flag, and go a different road. And I have to say, Sweet Crystal is here to tell you, no, we love our country, we love our warriors, we love our God, and that's where warriors came from. And the video that Mike put together for this song is just brought tears to my eyes the first time I saw it. I was so totally touched with what he did with our tune that I just have to make sure that we give him his props as well because he really brought warriors to life.
Great. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, you will also have the song about your father,
Uh,
Heaven's Call for My Dad. So,
Heaven's Call was originally written for a friend of ours that passed away. It's a sad song that turns into a glad song. It
okay.
started out sad because it was written for a friend of ours who died during COVID. He got sick on a Friday and he had passed on a Sunday. That's how fast and furious that hit him. So we wrote this song, and it was just a reminder to us of how supportive he was to us in our lives. And then after a while, we started singing it, and I started listening to the lyrics that I wrote, and I realized this could also be about the disciples talking about Jesus right before Jesus left and went back to heaven to set up the mansions for all of us. Then recently, as I've started doing my solo shows, I started playing the song going, you know what? This reminds me a lot of my dad. The fact that, I wish I would have told him more how much he meant to us, to me, while he was here. So on one of my solo shows, it happened to be a live broadcast on the actual anniversary of the day that he passed away. And I just said, you know what? I am dedicating this song to my father who's now in heaven. I know I will see him again. And I know when I sing this song, it may be a little bit sad, but it's also very glad because it just reinforces what this man meant to me in my life. And that's on my personal YouTube page, and that has well over 200,000 views as well, which amazes me because it's just one man, one keyboard singing a song to his dad. And apparently it strikes a chord with those who have lost someone in their lives. So I'm very happy that it's doing what it's doing. And that was for my pops.
Cool, 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 cool. Yeah. And then you have the song This Way Forever.
Now, This Way Forever is fun. This new version, we
Mm.
originally years and years ago for the a CD called Still Standing. Um, we took it to a friend of ours who's a very respected record producer here in Detroit. His name is Chuck Alcasian. He has a studio called Pearl Sound. So we took him our tracks and said, we'd like to modernize it, bring it up to date, make it more powerful. So he took it, and that's why it's called the Pearl Sound Remix. He took this vision and brought it more to life. And this song is it's kind of like the prodigal son. If you know the story from the Bible of the prodigal son, this is from the son's viewpoint, the one who actually went out into the world and left his dad and his people behind and thought he was going to make it big or do everything he wanted to do. And well, we all know what the party life is all about. It's a
Right.
pretty much a dead end. And so eventually, when you make your way back to home, to heaven, to God, that's where this song is all about. It's all about coming back, getting accepted, and realizing what you had in the beginning is exactly what you need now. And we're very happy with that. The video for This Way Forever is actually up for a Josie Music Award. Josie Music is probably the biggest independent music award show in the United States. It's going on its 12th year. I happened to win one last year, Josie, for Outstanding Musician of the Year for keyboards, much to my surprise in Nashville. This year, I'm up for Outstanding Musician of the Year piano, but this video is up for Video of the Year for Sweet Crystal. So we have high hopes that maybe it'll get some more accolades, but if not, it's just fun to be recognized and have people see it. So later on September, we'll be down in Nashville and hopefully we'll see our name on the big screen. But if not, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that people are watching this and getting a good feeling out of the storyline. We feel very blessed to have these. Thanks for asking about these, man. I do appreciate it.
Certainly, certainly, certainly. So where can we get your music?
Oh, it's so easy, man. If you just Google Sweet Crystal, the band, you'll find us. But the sweetcrystal.com, of course, has all the links on it, the Spotify, the YouTube, the band camps. We're pretty much everywhere. I think we have actually 3 Facebook pages as well as the website. It's just different ways that different people find us, and they all just come back to the same. to the same website. What's fun about us, Stephen, is when we play live, we like to give our stuff away. Not really into having people buy our merch. If they want to donate to the band, that's great. But we always give away our CDs and stickers and buttons because we like to tell people we don't even charge when we play because we say we can't charge for Jesus. You know, he's been good enough to keep us going all these years. So wherever we show up, we do it just for the love of the music and hope that we will be touching somebody with our message and who we are. You know, I'm not going to turn down somebody's money. If they hand me a buck, I'll take it. But we just don't charge people for what we do. But you contact us online if there's something we have that you need, let us know. And if we can do it, we will.
Sure, sure, sure. So when you do concerts, what are they like?
Well, it all depends. I tell you, Stephen, we're really good at playing all sorts of different places. We do everything from something called the Unity Fest here in Detroit, which was four Detroit inner city churches put this together. We got to headline that. We're playing with a heavy metal concert down in Ohio, later on in October. We can hold our own pretty much anywhere musically because we've been together so long. We have such a big catalog. If you need lighter material, we have something we have called Sweet Crystal Light, which is where we show up with an acoustic guitar, one keyboard, and some bongos. You know, we can play a coffee house or your mom's living room, or we can do the big shows with the big arenas or the big festivals. We're pretty lucky to be able to cover all these things. We like to also start shows. There's a lot of multi-band events, like we just played one this last weekend for Special Olympics, a benefit for them, and it was really nice. And a lot of times bands don't like to be the first band up because not always everybody's there yet, or and you just don't know how it's going to be, and you want to kind of wait until the crowd's all wound up. We love starting shows because we set the musical bar what I consider heavenly high. So we come out, we hit them with everything we got, and walk off the stage going, "Yeah, good luck following that." And so, not to be boastful, but we love starting shows because that way, we get their attention and they haven't thought about anything else yet except coming to the show, and we just put a little bit of the Holy Spirit out there and let the Spirit go to work.
Oh, 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 oh. So how can we contact you?
Uh, Facebook.com, just Sweet Crystal Band is one, but really the www.sweetcrystal.com, there's links right there to send us emails to join our email list so that we will keep you in the know of where we're playing. Real simple. Once you signed up, info@sweetcrystal.com will get right to our door as well. So that's a real easy one to remember.
Cool, 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 cool. So do you have any advice for other musicians?
Do I have any what? I'm sorry.
Advice?
Advice? Yeah, you know what? Don't get caught up in the hype.
Okay.
Don't put your worth as a musician, as a creative, into the hands of people that are listening to you.
Mm,
Because there's a lot of haters out in the world that
yeah.
have nothing else to do but to try to bring other people down to their level. So
Mm,
if you have a vision, you have a drive, if you are a creative, just remember that creativity came from God and He has a plan for your life.
mm,
So the best thing to do is surround yourself with people that you can trust. Surround yourself with people that will help lift you up as you lift them up, and just keep at it. Don't give up until God gives up, and God never gives up.
mm. That's good advice. Like to have you come on with my pleasure. Any last words?
Yeah, you know what? I'll end this with the same way we end all of our live shows with these words. May the
Mm,
Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift up his face upon you, shine down upon you. May he lift up his countenance and grant you his peace that passes all our understanding. That's how we end our shows. That's how I end these kind of podcasts. Thank you for letting me do this, man.
yeah, yeah, certainly it was great. And we'll be looking forward to your next CD. Eight. Wow.
Yep,
Cool,
eight will be
cool,
coming out. Yep.
cool, cool. Okay, well, God bless you and good night.
Thanks. Send me the link